Game
and
on.
it is Devon Petersen, the South African, 30 years old, getting us underway in this one.
93.
Jonny Clayton enjoyed back-to-back quarter-final appearances in Milton Keynes
140.
back in May, and also reached the last 8 in Wigan in April.
100.
And he's given him a good chance of making the match play at the end of the month as Jonny Clayton. Thanks to Andy Scott, the Professional Darts Players Association statistician, that's easy for me to say, who's keeping us posted, myself and Dan Dawson in the commentary box, keeping us posted with little snippets of information through the afternoon.
140.
He tells us that Chris Dobie, he can no longer make the match play, but Jonny Clayton and Justin Pipe are still able to close the gap. One more event, of course, tomorrow, another Players' Championship event, as Jonny Clayton looks to kick us off with double 12 for an 81 out shot.
57 scored.
But he will be back with Petersen not on a finish. And of the other players, John Henderson looks like he's home and hosed for a place at the match play in Blackpool now. And there is the double 12. That cut-off will come after the second Players' Championship event of the weekend here in Barnsley tomorrow night, when the 32-player field will be decided for the match play at the Winter Gardens at the end of July. First blood then to Jonny Clayton in this match as we approach the business end of the tournament, down to the last 16 already. Over on stream 2, the aforementioned Dan Dawson is commentating on Mike Langendorf against John Henderson.
140. 59. 121.
And at the bottom of the screen you'll see some of the other results just scrolling through
100.
from the last 32 stage.
$140.
Clayton making sure he avoided the treble 20 with that last start well and truly, not wanting to bust on 180. He's left himself with tops.
100.
Yeah, Dimitri Vandenberg against Kim Huybrechts. Vandenberg winning that one 6-5. Dan Dawson telling me that really was an epic there, and Dimitri Vandenberg in very good form, but Clayton in very good form here on stream number 1 and racing into a 2-0 lead against the South African, Devon Petersen.
100. 81.
All the results and the
95.
draw as it unfolds can be found here on the PDC website, here on the streaming page. If you click on the Match Centre tab,
24.
that has all the results of the afternoon so far, and the fixtures still to come.
87. 60.
And just to clarify, I mentioned Chris Dobie, without giving him and any of his supporters a heart attack. He can still make the match play depending on what happens today and tomorrow. He just can't control where he'll be at the end of today, as the players below him can still close the gap. He's still in the last place to qualify at the moment, so just clarifying that, Chris Dobie fans.
99 score.
So many permutations to work out and keep across. Petersen well in control of this third leg though. And looking at double 10.
Game shot.
To get a leg on the board, the South African, to reduce it to 2-1.
59. $84.
And a lot of the big names out in
80 score.
Shanghai and World Series action, and then heading straight to Las Vegas. So a good opportunity
59.
for the players here in Barnsley this weekend to capitalise, pick up a tournament win and pick up some prize money. £10,000 to the winner later on this
140.
afternoon, 6,000 to the runner-up.
$100.
And then they head to Blackpool for the annual summer party at the match play at the Winter Gardens. For the World Series heads down under to Australia and New Zealand.
58.
And then the busy PDC calendar continues with the return of the European Tour, which of course every event in the European Tour streamed live here on PDC TV. The players heading to Maastricht at the start of September.
22.
Well, you could see the frustration for Jonny Clayton there.
140.
Looking at 140 then is the actual score that he needs to be back for double top. And double
score.
10 was what Petersen wanted. And so it's in fact double top for Jonny Clayton here to go 3-1 up, and indeed he does so. So a two-leg advantage restored for Jonny Clayton.
$135.
Proud Welshman, as you can see from his shirt, Jonny Clayton.
81.
Up against the man from South Africa.
100.
Now sporting the shaven-headed look. If you look around some of his player profiles online, a variety of hairstyles in recent
100.
years, but now going for the shaven-headed look is Petersen.
96. $41.
So the biggest outshot of all. Well, it won't happen now,
105.
but he'll be back for 65 with Clayton well behind in this leg, although well ahead in the match overall.
97.
So 15 left. 7 for double 4,
Great
and
shot.
hits it a little bit around the houses, and he did have time with Clayton well behind, but getting the job done and reducing the arrears. Devon Petersen there to 3-2.
140. $137. $60.
Been on the scene for a few years as Petersen, plying his trade in his homeland of South Africa and winning the qualifying events to the World Championships through his home country at the start of this decade, before
59.
getting his tour card and going on the full tour in the last few years. Currently
100.
ranked in the mid-50s in the PDC rankings.
$100. $95. $100.
So 9 for double top, or 17 for double 16, and double 16 he hits, so we are all square now. And the South African has ground his way back into this game, twice clawing back 2-leg deficits to get us all square.
42.
And that with a break of throw to make it 3 apiece.
100.
A little smile on his face, probably an ironic smile after hitting 42 and then not really being able to hit too much else. A good recovery on that last start though by Petersen.
140. 140. 100.
Clayton was sitting in 33rd place on the Pro Tour Order of Merit before the start of today.
100.
Treble 17 would have left the bullseye for that big
137.
outshot, but he's left himself double 12 and he'll be back to go for that with Petersen unable to finish
59.
now. So for a break of throw,
Sure.
double 12 for Clayton to edge back in front and take a 4-3 lead here in this last 16 encounter at the Metrodome in Barnsley.
$54. 85. 41.
So not pulling up any trees at the start of the 8th leg with
59.
his first 2 visits, Clayton, but Petersen unable to punish him with a decent score himself. But this is better from Clayton,
108.
and it is much better. First maximum of the match.
59.
But Petersen just struggling a little bit, and you can see him sort of practicing his throw at the back of the hockey and just having a little chat to himself. He's just gone a little bit off the boil, having clawed his way back to 3 apiece in this match, but now finding himself 4-3 down, and Clayton on a finish which will start down on the 19s. So that leaves, well, he's split it, knowing that Petersen was on a finish. Didn't need to go for the bullseye, so he went for the single 18 to leave himself 32 on his return.
140.
So to go to within 1 leg of a place in the last 8, Jonny Clayton hits double 16 for a 5-3 lead here.
140. 140.
Well, this is better and much needed from Petersen if he is to stop the rot and claw his way back in, because Clayton is
140.
punishing that treble 20 yet again as he looks to book his place in the last 8.
100.
And just to mark your card, the next match here on Stream 1 will be a quarter-final match, and it'll either be between Jeffrey de Graaf or Darren
140.
Webster up against Alan Norris or Steve Lennon. Meanwhile, over on Stream 2,
81.
they will be showing the quarter-final between either Dimitri Vandenberg and or Mervyn King up against Daryl Gurney or Robert Thornton. We'll keep you posted once those games have concluded to make up that quarter-final, but plenty of mouth-watering darts still to come here in Barnsley between now and the end of the afternoon. Double 10 then for the match. Double 5 for Clayton. Great marker. Can he sneak it in? Oh, well, it hit the dart, but ricocheted into the single 5. So a lifeline for Petersen. Wants double top now.
42.
Can't hit it. So 3 for double 1 is the way Clayton is going. It's awkward, but it's effective. And Jonny Clayton, a great win over Devon Petersen. A solid job there to continue his good run this afternoon. And Jonny Clayton is into the last 8 of Players' Championship 15 here in Barnsley. Coming up, we'll have a quarter-final match for you, and that's coming up in a few minutes' time.